3.7 million years ago, a southern Australopithecus suddenly felt a chill down its back. Then, danger struck unexpectedly. Clearly, there were no terrifying upright apes during this time. Even our human ancestors lived in constant fear. Feline predators were natural-born hunters. And these hominins were definitely on the menu. But this kind of life wouldn't last forever. Because our ancestors were about to rise. When ice covered much of the earth, our human forebears would emerge from the frozen wastelands. They would eat the very predators that once terrorized them into extinction. And turn the giant beasts they once feared into clothing and jewelry. So how did our ancestors manage to rise above other ancient megafauna? To answer that question, we first need to understand one basic fact. There wasn't just one kind of early hominin. There were many kinds. Hello, we modern humans could only have evolved from one of those lineages. But why only one? Around 5 to 7 million years ago, due to geological changes in East Africa, the climate became increasingly dry, prolonged droughts began to appear, lush forests gradually disappeared, replaced by expanding grasslands, and all species began to face increasing survival pressure over long periods of time. Some primates evolved into ancestors of chimpanzees, abandoning the evolutionary path toward upright walking, while others found their own ways to continue thriving across Africa. Around 4 million years ago, Australopithecus emerged. But what many don't know is that Australopithecus wasn't a single species living in Africa at the time. There were the Australopithecus afarensis, Australopithecus barrel-ghazali, Australopithecus africanus, Kenyanthropus platyops, Australopithecus anamensis, Australopithecus derrimata, and so on. So let's not keep it a mystery. Around 3.2 million years ago, a hominin known as Lucy appeared, dubbed the grandmother of humans. She belonged to Australopithecus afarensis, as we saw at the beginning. Life for Australopithecus wasn't easy. Not only did they face dangerous feline predators, even a morning drink of water required constant vigilance. Otherwise, to survive such dangers, Australopithecus chose to live in groups. Much like chimpanzees, male leaders in these groups often rose to power through strategy or strength. But in Lucy's group, there was no leader at the moment, because the last one was just eaten by a crocodile. According to fossil analysis, Lucy was a female in her 20s, about 1.2 meters tall, with a brain volume of around 450. She had given birth to a child, and based on her injuries, she most likely died from a fall out of a tree. So why is Lucy called the grandmother of humans? It's not what you might think. Not that her child was our direct ancestor. It's because her fossil was the most complete Australopithecus afarensis skeleton found at the time and key to identifying early humans. Her bones showed she could already walk upright for long periods. Her pelvis, knees, and thigh bones were also very close to modern humans, so the term grandmother isn't meant in a literal, biological sense. It's more of a symbolic metaphor, highlighting her central role in the human evolutionary chain. In short, one branch of Australopithecus eventually embarked on the path toward becoming human, due to geographical changes and other uncertainties. Australopithecus eventually split into two major groups, known as the gracile type and the robust type. To put it simply, one group started eating meat, while the other stuck to a plant-based diet. So which type of hominin were our human ancestors? Let's keep watching to find out.